Grand Rising to all you beautiful kings and queens. Welcome to Life in Your Eyes podcast. I am your host, Net, aka Nothing But Net, Tokyo or Chief Dance Fire. I know that's a lot of people out there are probably thinking like, wow, why does she have so many names? I promise that will be explained throughout this podcast. I hope everyone is having a marvelous day today. Every morning when I'm at work, evening. I always, start my day off with a quote. And that's how I want to start off each chapter to my book. I want to give you guys a daily quote to get your guys' day started. So the quote of the day is, there is only one corner of the universe you can be certain of improving, and that is your own self. There is only one corner of the universe you can be certain of improving, and that is your own self. Let's talk about that for a minute. It's true. You can't control or improve what goes on around you. The only thing you can be certain of is how you respond to those situations. We all can, use some improving in certain areas, but it's up to us, ourselves, me wanting to improve. Let's get into it, y'all. I'm so excited. I just want to dive in because I'm really thinking about that quote. Like, that quote is powerful. There is only one corner of the universe you can be certain of improving, and that is your own self. And that's why I named my chapter Self. I feel like this topic is not talked about enough. It's self. I don't feel like we appreciate ourselves as much as we should. What I mean by that is, do you spend enough time for yourself? Really listen to that question and let it marinate. I'm gonna say it again. Do you spend enough time for yourself? Your answers in the comments. I want to hear y'all opinions, because I will definitely read your guys' answers next week on chapter 2. I will have special guests that will ask the same questions and have them answer as well. But really think about that. Do you spend enough time for yourself? I know I don't. I don't at all. I don't feel like I have enough time to myself whatsoever. And I know I don't. And that's not good. And I feel like a lot of us don't admit that to ourselves or to people, that we don't have enough time to ourselves. Because we are always making time for others and their needs. I feel like we put so much time into others and making sure everyone else is okay that we don't check on ourselves to make sure we're good. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all take at least 30 minutes to yourself just to be at peace with your mind, body, and soul. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, but oh my goodness. I will never forget, because I feel like it was just like yesterday. I was in elementary, kindergarten all over again. And I remembered nap time. I know everybody, whoever's listening to my podcast, I know everyone has to remember nap time, growing up as a kid. That was the best. Like, no words, you just did a little bit coloring here. That's when we were able to learn cursive, and, in that young age, learn cursive, had recess, and you were able to come in and take a 30-minute nap. So imagine, being a kid and, running off all that energy, in recess, on a playground or whatever, and then you come inside and you get to have 30 minutes to sleep, to be to yourself. So imagine, being older as an adult and you get 30 minutes. Imagine if our jobs gave us, a 30-minute like lay down. Plus, having breaks in your lunch. And me and my brother and I, we mentioned it when we went live a couple days ago. He mentioned it about saying people should have 2-hour lunches and an hour break. And I agree, especially like when you work an 8-hour shift, you should be granted 2-hour lunches, because you do a lot in 8 hours. 8 hours, that's half of your day. Think about that. Half of your day you're away from your kids, your husband, your pets. You know what I'm saying? 8 hours, 8 hours is a lot. And imagine the people that, do overtime, especially how prices are going. Let me stop, because I'm going to wait to have my guests come on with that one, with these prices and shit. But it's so true. It's so true. 2 hours, that should be mandatory. 2-hour lunches and an hour break. Plus a 30-minute nap time. Because that 30 minutes, man, sometimes even on my lunch breaks, I don't even eat lunch. I take that nap. I just relax. I try to be with my mind, body, and soul. Just getting back to Mother Earth. You know what I'm saying? And that time, you get to learn about yourself. Imagine, not talking to no one, having your phone on silent. Back then, we didn't have cell phones, so we didn't have to worry about that much. But imagine now, putting your phone on silent and just taking that 30 minutes, to yourself. When you spend time with yourself, you learn about you. I know that skipped some people's heads. I'm going to repeat that again. When you spend time with yourself, you learn about you. You learn stuff about yourself you didn't know was there. We all have witnessed that plenty of times. No one knows a person truly because we still don't know ourselves fully. You know what I'm saying? No one knows a person truly because we don't know ourselves fully. So, like I said, I post quotes every day at work to give people inspiration, and I do daily motivation videos too, also on top of that, to get people just to give people good energy, good spirit, good vibes. Because I feel like the world that we live in, we need that type of energy around here. There's so much negativity. We need more positivity in this world. So that's why I love doing my daily inspiration and my daily quotes, just to make someone else's day. But I kind of got off topic. I'm so sorry. But the quote I posted a couple days ago was by Tahali's. There was no first name, but the quote was, "The most difficult thing in life is to know yourself." Like, when you really sit there and think about it, it is difficult. We're always going to have opinions coming from all sides. It doesn't matter if it's from family, friends, acquaintances, or people on social media. How can I say this? In my experience, because I can't speak for other people, but it's not easy. It doesn't matter how old you are still learning things about yourself. You know what I'm saying? My dad's in his 60s, and to this day, he always says he be learning stuff. I say it all the time. Someone would say something, I was like, wow, I just learned something new today. So you're always, or even it can be about a person in general, you're always learning something new. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of life. You learn, you grow, and you keep learning. And I feel like that ties in well when it comes to wanting a committed relationship. And I feel like that ties in well when it comes to wanting a committed relationship. From my perspective, I feel like you should be one with yourself and know who you are before you try to be in a relationship. Because I know people are always looking for somebody that brings something to the table. I don't care who you are. You can be Houdini for all that matters. But you're always going to look for someone that brings something to the table. If not, we just gonna settle for what's out there and not have any standards we set for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And that leads to my next question. Do you think people can see how you see yourself when you're not one with yourself? I'm gonna say that again. Do you think people can see how you see yourself when you're not one with yourself? Meaning, if you're not one with yourself as far as mind, body, and soul, or don't have that self-confidence within yourself, and you know knowing your worth, people can see and feel that different type of energy you bring. You know what I'm saying? Next time y'all around people, just watch how people act around you when you have a certain energy coming off. Just really watch. Just imagine, like, you know, you walking in a room and you know you the baddest bitch in there walking in. But you have that mindset of that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can feel like, oh no, I'm not a bad bitch. But if you show that confidence, like, yeah, I'm a bad bitch, when you walk up into that club, people are going to sense that energy like, oh shit, she's a bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? But they gonna hate on that because they can sense that they will in their mind, they think you probably have too much confidence. In your mind, you just like, you barely hitting that confidence mark. But you can sense it when you walk in the room. You can tell about people's body language and how they look at you. They can sense that energy, the vibes in the air. Simple as that. Just exactly how I just explained it. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. They can tell. There is so much that can go into self. I will definitely do a couple more chapters of self because there's so much that goes into it. And like I said before, I feel like self is not talked about as much as it should be. And it's crazy because, like, I didn't start getting more into learning about self until I read this book called Mastery of Self. And it was by it was by Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. His father has a couple books out also. And amazing, oh my goodness, that book, it gives me chills every time I just think about it. That's how amazing that book is. So this book is pretty much, it takes the Toltec philosophy of the dream of planet and the personal dream, and explains how a person can wake up, liberate themselves from illusion, beliefs, and stories, and live with authenticity. I'm telling you, I don't want to explain no more because you guys have to read the book and see what I'm talking about, because it's amazing. Because I feel like I learned more about myself when I read this book and how people saw me. It's so crazy because, like, the more I read it, the more I can see certain people in the book from my life, and I'm just like, damn, like, this book is deep. It's amazing, and I love that it talks about, you know, your true authenticity, because, you know, growing up, I wasn't my true authenticity self because I was so scared. I was so ashamed of how I looked when I was younger. I didn't like my skin color because I was too dark. I didn't like my hair because it was too thick. I didn't like my body because I was too chunky. And even I was thinking that myself, but always hearing, you know, those comments coming from others. You know what I'm saying? And that stuck with me for years. And that, you know, it tore my confidence up. Literally tore me into pieces. And it still kind of haunts me to this day. And I'm in my late 20s, you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to build up, you know, my self-confidence and be true with my true authenticity. And So like in high school, I used to wear so much makeup because, like I said, I didn't love myself and my skin. So I would try to like get a foundation that was a little bit lighter than my skin, almost like 2 times lighter, but not too much where I was trying to make my skin lighter, you know what I'm saying? But it was to the point, and it was so bad to the point where I was putting makeup on during breaks. Like, you know, in high school, you guys get like a 5-minute break to hurry up and, you know, use the bathroom, get some water, get to your class, you know what I'm saying? And then during that time, I would literally go to the bathroom, hurry up and make sure the foundation was on my face. Even during class, I can't remember if class was like an hour. And even at the 30-minute mark, I would be like, can I go to the bathroom? And I would like make sure my face was good. And that's sad when I think about it. You know, a high school girl so insecure about her own skin to the fact where I try to make my skin lighter by having a lighter foundation and caking my face up because I was just not comfortable in my own body. And it took me years to like try to wing off, you know, not caring what other people say and what they think, because what other people say about you, it doesn't matter, but it only matters when you don't feel good about yourself. And that's what killed me inside, the fact that I know it wasn't true, but I believed it because I thought about it for myself. I thought that was me, and it's not. Everybody's perspective doesn't matter. Everyone else's opinions in life, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Be you. Be true to yourselves, man. Be who you are. Because at the end of the day, when you leave from this earth, you leave by yourself. You don't leave with all these people. You don't leave with things. You don't leave with anything besides your mind, spirit, and soul. You don't leave with nobody. So you shouldn't care what anybody else thinks, anybody else says. You live your life. You live your truth. And it's taken me years to really, you know, resonate that. And I'm still trying. Like I said before, you're always learning something new about yourself. And I'm still learning. And I'm learning to be, you know, my true authenticity self. I stopped wearing makeup a couple years ago because there was no point. I wanted to embrace my natural beauty. And that's what I've been doing. The most I think I put on is mascara, fake eyelashes, and lipstick. Other than that, you won't see me with no makeup on. None. Because I'm trying to embrace my authenticity self. I want people to see me. My natural, my rawness. Because, you know, when you go into the club, you always see people dressed the flyest, you know, having all this jewelry on, smelling good as hell. But at the end of the day, when they take all that shit off, who are they as a person? Who are they truly? That's just a facade. It's crazy. It's just for show. You know what I'm saying? It's just for show. You don't see who that person is. They show you what they want you to see. Think about that. We all do that. We show people what we want them to see. If I want them to see that I'm a bad bitch, I'm gonna let them see I'm a bad bitch. If I want them to see me, you know, be, you know, all suave, I'm gonna let them see me all suave. If I want them to see me be on my business shit, I'm gonna let them see me on my business shit. But we all do that. We all let people see what we want them to see. And half the time, half of us don't even show our true authenticity self. It can be the simplest thing, like I said, makeup. You covering yourself. You're not showing your natural beauty, your true beauty. Not hating on people that wear makeup. Hey, shout out to y'all, because y'all be doing some nice ass work. If I knew how to do makeup like that, I would. But I feel like we should embrace all our naturalness. I'm about to go back to, you know, my natural hair because I want to embrace all that naturalness that was given to me. You know what I'm saying? We are always changing. Like I said, we change. What did I say? We learn, we grow, and we keep learning. We grow and we keep learning. We change how we see things. We change how we speak to people. We change how we move on a daily basis, y'all. It can be your daily routine. You switch one and two up to 2 and 1. That's changing. There is always going to be change, but that's what makes life amazing. You get to go out in the world and be the change or change someone else's life. And that starts from us, me, myself. You know what I'm saying? We get to be the change in the world. You know what I'm saying? All my 90s babies, we about to be the elders soon. You know what I'm saying? So we need to step up and be the change or change someone else's life. We have to set the examples for these young cats that's out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I was getting out track because I be having so many thoughts pop up and it'd be some good ass shit, but I'm gonna wait till next time to get into those other topics I've been thinking about. But leading back to knowing yourself before jumping into a relationship, I feel like if you don't know yourself, what can you bring to the table? What's the point of trying to be in a committed relationship if you don't have yourself together? I read, this book. I remember reading the Steve Harvey book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. And he mentioned something about, men need a certain things to make them feel like a man. And I feel like it should be the same for us women. We are the prizes. Men need us. We don't need men. You know what I'm saying? Women run the world. But we need to have more self-value for ourselves, for others to see how amazing we are. Our actions speak louder than words. We have a lot to give, but sometimes a lot of people take that for granted. And that leads to my next question. How do you know when someone wants to genuinely get to know you or just want the cookie? For any questions I drop, I want you guys to put your answers in the comment sections. I would love to hear you guys' opinion of all these questions I ask. But really think about that. How can you know when someone genuinely wants to get to know you or, just wants a cookie? Nowadays it's really kind of hard to tell when someone is being sincere, because now we have more of a social media platform. Back then we had social media, but it wasn't like popping like it is now. Back then we used to write letters. We used to, send little notes, pass it to a friend to give it to the other person. We had to go to that person's house or call them on the phone. Like, it was so simple. We can walk to their house too if we wanted to. It was, growing up in the 90s, it was so much fun. It was a shit growing up in the 90s. Now we have a lot of, social media and people having fake profiles. It's just so much. It's more difficult. And you can't really tell through social media who is a true, genuine person. If you were meeting that person, back in the day, face to face, to go on a date, they had to come over and ask your dad or your brother, whoever ran the house. You know what I'm saying? It was more simple and it was more respectful back then. It's not like that now. People don't want to, make real connections. Not saying it was all peaches and cream, back then, but it felt easier. Shit, nowadays everybody just want to fuck. Not saying it's a bad thing, but who wants to live that life forever? I know everyone wants to be loved and give that love back. Even people that, party all the time, when they get home, they go home to loneliness, a big ass empty house to want to be filled, but not filled. You know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't want to be with someone that truly loves them for them and be there, through thick and thin? Someone who just looks at you and sees all your flaws, your mistakes, but still loves everything about you. You are the stars and the moon to your significant other. They see only you. The love you have for each other is unconditional love. You know what I'm saying? Now that shit right there, that's real love. That is real love. Unconditional love. And speaking of, shout out to my parents for celebrating the 36th anniversary. It's your anniversary. But yes, shout out to my parents for that. I can truly say I'm blessed to say my parents are still together and going strong. I am blessed, thankful, blessed. Because who can say nowadays a lot of parents are not together? You know what I'm saying? It's rare when you see parents together or grandparents. That's the thing. The grandparents usually are together, but your parents being together. So shout out to my parents, because 36 years, that's a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even make it past their 2-year mark. So 36, that's amazing, and many more to come. And I'll definitely have my parents come on a couple chapters to talk about their relationship. So you guys have any questions you want to ask my parents about how their relationship all started, their breakthroughs, and anything that you guys want to ask them, go ahead and social media platforms at Life in Your Eyes. My parents are gonna be such a vibe. Like, we be cool, and I love my parents. My parents are my best friends. So I love you guys. Love you guys. On that note, love yourselves. Love yourselves. No one can be what someone wants them to be. Everyone has to be who they are. Yourself has no bounds, no limits to who it can become. Every day you become a little more of that person, and you see yourself for the first time. If you don't love yourself, how can you expect anyone else to love you? Your self-confidence starts with a promise to yourself. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. Take time to think of 2 reasons why you deserve to be happy, and see where your confidence grows from there, y'all. 2 things, just 2 things. 2 reasons why you deserve to be happy, and see where your confidence goes from there. Don't get caught up in your past or current life outside of your community. We all make mistakes. Who hasn't? But our community can truly see how beautiful you are. Let's chase a future worth living, not one that you regret. Chase a future worth living. Go out there and do what you guys love. Like I said, be true to who you are. Don't let nobody tell you who you are. Go chase your future. This is your life. You chase it. Because you don't want to wait till you get older and then regret something you should have done, or what you shouldn't have done when you were younger, in your younger age. Trust me, a lot of us now that we're older, like, damn, I wish I could have done this different. But hey, that is life. Like I said, we live, we learn, and we keep learning. We learn, we grow, and we keep learning. And that's what life is all about. Let's chase a future worth living, not one that you regret. That is the end of chapter 1. Thank you so much for listening and letting me talk to you guys about self. It was there, like I said, there's going to be a lot more chapters, about self, because I definitely want to dive into more about learning about ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But please go follow me on all social media platforms at Life in Your Eyes. Until next time, life is what we make it.